A lot of people don't know that local SEO is actually harder than normal SEO. And it's just because your audience is localized and therefore smaller. But the biggest mistake is doing this. Just doing normal, non-local SEO and actually succeeding but not bringing people from your area. Because when that happens, they'll land in your website, but because they're not in your area, they won't buy, convert, and there's no cash for you. But instead of doing that mistake, just do these 5 strategies I've been doing with my clients for over 8 years and you'll be fine. So let's get to it. So in local SEO, it all starts with your Google My Business profile. This is actually a service that Google offers that's separate to your website that could appear in the Google results and people will click on it. So for example, I'm searching this client of mine and then their website is here, but you can see this box right here with more information. But crucially, these boxes show up when people are looking for a local service. Let's say I'm searching again Football Academy and you can see this takes the whole screen and different competitors are listed here. And then if I open, people will be able to see even more, and if they're convinced, they will go to one of them. And you want to rank in this box number 1. The step to create it is extremely straightforward. You just have to go to the link that's in the caption of the video and then create an account. Just keep in mind that depending in which part of the world you're in, it might be super straightforward and it's created in minutes, or in other situations, you might receive a call from Google to verify you're the real business or a letter. Regardless, it's pretty straightforward. Once it's created, Google used to have like a dashboard where you can control it. I don't know if it's live yet. Now what they do is that you can just search the name of your brand and it will appear, and then you see you manage this business profile, and if you go here you can edit the info, which is a crucial step. So most of what you're gonna add here is as simple as just filling up the form with your real business information, like name, category, description, when it was open, the phone number, just pretty straightforward. However, there are a few of these sections that are super crucial to fill up correctly if you want to rank. The first one is the business name. You want to put your true business name, but if you can, you want to sprinkle a few of the keywords that you want to rank for. However, be careful that in the official Google guidelines, they actually say this is against the guidelines. So you want to be subtle about it. Don't add your business name and then a lot of keywords. Just sort of try to blend it like I've done here. You can see my client is called Alicante Football Academy. And in this case, Football Academy is in the name of the business. So we're safe there. But I actually added what they are, International Soccer Academy in Spain. And I was risking it a little bit here. We never got penalized. But using this logic, what happens is that if people instead of Football Academy, they search Soccer Academy or Football Academy in Spain or any of these variations, we have a higher chance of showing up. Then is the category. Believe it or not, it's pretty straightforward. Just select the category, but you can be super smart about this. So Google is actually going to give you categories to choose from. So if you were to open here and start typing, it's going to suggest to you what to add. However, logic tells us that you want to add the categories that the top competitors that are actually already succeeding have added. Not only the primary one, which is one, but also the secondary ones, which can be several. So just looking at it, all you can know is the primary one, but how can you find out about the secondary ones? This is where the SEO magic comes, and what I love about SEO is that you can always do little tricks to figure out stuff. So all you need is this Google Chrome extension. I've added the link in the caption, and then you just want to search a keyword where your competitors are going to appear and where this box is triggered. Just keep in mind again, depending on the keyword, it might look a little bit different. It might look like this, it might be side of the screen. Regardless, it works. And then you want to make sure that you see your extension right there. So the extension works in 2 ways. First, you can find the categories of the top ranking competitors that show here. You just have to select it right here and then select local pack, and there it is. It's going to tell you the primary and the secondary if there's any. You can see Ajax Academy Dubai has added soccer club, but also other extra stuff. So they're actually more optimized than the other 2 that haven't added anything. But you can figure out more than just the top 3. If you actually click and then the map will trigger and then you can see many others, you just have to open one of them, let's say this one. And once the profile has been opened, oh, it's Ajax again, you can just click again, but now it will be in the selected one and it's going to tell you primary and then the secondary one. So at this point, it's very easy. You just really want to search your top keyword, open all of them and note all of this in a Google Docs, for example, or in your notes. And you can even try with different variations of the keyword, or if your business offers several things, let's say my client was a football academy, but also a basketball academy, then you'll do it for the basketball as well. And now, armed with the super information by reverse engineering competitors and being tricky about it, you can finally know what to add here. Your primary, should be your primary, should be what it is that you are, but also out of all the notes that you made, you can look at the patterns of what the different competitors have added as the primary keyword, and that might be the one. And then as secondary, you can just keep adding as long as, of course, that thing is really what your business is, until I guess it doesn't let you do anymore. And then you just click save and you're super optimized with the categories. And the other two crucial ones, and not that the others are not, but this is super crucial, is the phone number and the address. You want to make sure that it's the main phone number, that is not going to change. It's always going to be the same one, and the same with the address. Make sure you add it exactly correctly, as well as pin it in the map, because we're going to use that for the next step. But before we go to the next step, the last thing is to actually post in Google My Business. You can post updates if something happens in your business, and then you just add an image, a description, and a button. Or you can just update posts that you'll see right here. And this can be your social media post that you're already using or something like that. But it's actually really beneficial because users will actually see this. Will see that there's a business behind, any offers that you might have, and that will make them click and go to your website. But that's the easy mode. The advanced SEO absolute wizard mode is to do this trick, which is called geotagging any images you might add in your posts. I'm not sure if you know, but images tend to be a JPEG or PNG file. But in the back end of the image, you can add metadata. Obviously, you don't see it, but if you open it in a computer on specific tools, you'll be able to see this metadata. And as part of this metadata, one point of information can be the location where this picture was taken. So logic tells us, why don't we add this metadata ourselves with this great tool and then give stronger signals to Google that our business is in that location. Every technique you're gonna see is all about giving signals to Google. Google is a robot. It needs signals, and the more confident it is, the better it's gonna rank you. So it's as easy as just dragging and dropping your location in this tool and then just adding the address and pinning it and then saving the image again, and it will actually add this metadata for you. So you don't actually need to be right in your location where you take the photo. If you do that, then you might not have to do this, because that photo, especially for example, if you use your iPhone, it adds this metadata already for you. And the final thing to truly have the most updated Google My Business profile is the review. So there's a lot of people that go on the road of faking the reviews, and I don't recommend that, although it's questionable how Google can find out if something's fake or not, especially if you have different Google accounts or different friends and they add several reviews, let's say once every month or something like that, then I think that's safe. But if we want to be safe, what you can do is encourage people to review, because people will not review your business if you don't do anything about it. And here's where this cool tool that's free comes into play. The link is in the caption, and what it's going to do is two things. First of all, you just need to add your business information here or your business name in this case. And then you can see it's actually going to look into Google to find your business. If it's already created in Google My Business, it should be there. And then the address is already added. So once you press here, they're actually going to send you an email with the two crucial things you want. The first one is this custom link that is super cool. Check this out. When you click it, it loads, it opens, and see what opens right away. The review section. So what you can do is give this link to customers, let's say in an email, SMS, so they actually will open this and they will probably put a review because it's right away, right? If you tell them, oh, can you just search the name and find it and go here? They're not gonna do it, trust me. And the second cool thing is that they give you this image with a QR code that you can print and you can add in your menu or flyers. And if they scan that, the same thing will happen. They will open and see that review right away so the user can add it. This was the longest one, and the next ones are faster but more advanced. But the great thing about this one is that you do it one time and you're good to go. The next step is following the logic of name, address, phone number. You might have heard that. So it's very simple. You already have your name, address, and phone number for your business. You've added it in Google My Business profile, and then you want to add it in your website. The best place to add it is what's called in the footer. The footer is a section of the website down here that will appear in every page of your website. So if you add it there, all the pages will have it. So that gives a stronger signal to Google that this website is the business already signed up in Google My Business. So it's as simple as just adding it there, the name, the address, and the phone number, and then we're good to go. Just make sure again that it's consistent. And if something changed, let's say your phone number changes, it's a PT, but you have to go everywhere to change it. In the footer, Google My Business, and in the next places I'm going to mention. The next step, if you can as well, is to add an embedded map that pins your location again. Again, this gives Google a signal that you are in this location. Just keep in mind that these maps do take a bit of speed resources and make your website a little bit slower. so you can see if it's worth it or not. And then you have to do this with your NAP. It's very long and time consuming, but I've done it easier for you. You need to try to give signals all over the internet in different websites that are not yours about your NAP. The great thing is that we have websites over the internet called directories. These are websites where you have control. You can actually go create a profile, add your NAP and all the information, and that URL will go live. We'll see a link to your website with the NAP and be more confident that that's your business. So what I've done, I gathered all the research I do with my clients into a Google Docs that you can get in the caption of this video with the most popular directories to go and create an account and add your NAP, as well as divided by business and niche. But what's more important, because I don't like to just tell people what to do, it's all about the techniques, the tools, because it could be different in every scenario. I've given you certain skills to actually go and find more directories personalized for you, because there are indeed many directories that are not just the generic, TripAdvisor and all these things. They are actually directories that are more specific and just for your business. So to find them, just follow the steps here that you see on screen. And again, you can get the link in the caption and just create an account in all these directories. And this way, you are giving Google the absolute maximum signals that your business is real. Now it's time to blend local SEO with normal SEO. Normal SEO, what I mean is creating pages for potential users that could end up buying from you and that are currently searching for stuff in Google. But we make it localized. Two things will happen here. First, you will rank these pages for the user when they want to search, and then that could give you a sale. But secondly, again, we are giving signals to Google that we are an authority in that area, which is brilliant. For example, my client here is a real estate agent in a specific location of California, and they are like the main entity there. So what we did is figure out every single point of information or transactional keywords that people would search in that location only. First thing was figure out from the client in which locations do they actually offer services. But what's crucial here is to think of the locations as a hierarchy. You have the country in the United States, then the state, then the county, then the city, and then the neighborhood. You want all of them, not just the cities, because then you're missing the neighborhoods and you won't find those keywords. And then you want to match those locations with the topics that your potential users are searching. And there are several ways to do this. Just keep in mind that we're getting into a territory of teaching you how to do a keyword research, and that's not part of this video, but I'll give you a preview of it. So one way, you see, I figured out all these topics are related to my client. First was brainstorming, that's one technique. Secondly, is actually finding competitors, and like 70% of what you do in SEO is finding competitors and reverse engineering. You've seen it in step number 1. You find a big website, and if you go to a tool like Ahrefs, you can actually see what keywords they rank for. And if you scroll here, you start to see some patterns. You can do what I call dissect keywords. A keyword could contain many different words, or it could be a whole sentence. The most important word that makes that keyword mean what it means. And sometimes it might be more than one. So apartments for rent. In this case, I will get apartments and rent. Because if I cross-check that with my locations, I might find keywords. So that's exactly what I did here. You can see a lot of these keywords, and this list could be huge. In this case, I don't even do it all at once. Normally, I do it keyword per keyword, and it actually takes me 1 month to do this. So again, this is like a preview. And then you put all these keywords and you cross-check it with your locations, and look at this, 83,000 keywords. Of course, some of them might be relevant, but many of them are relevant. And if that's too much to export or to go through, Ahrefs adds this column here, which tokenizes these keywords. Again, it does that thing I told you of dissecting. So it adds all the words into single words, and it tells you the popularity of each one by search volume. So in this case, you can go and see, okay, what is this about? And you can start to see some topics here like mobile. What does it mean mobile? You can just click it and see. And in this case, I know already it's about mobile homes. Clayton Mobile Homes. That's something interesting. If my client offers that, then we can create pages about it. By the way, if you want to figure out what keywords a competitor ranks for and you don't have a paid account for Ahrefs, don't worry, because you can do it with this free tool, also from Ahrefs. You can add the competitor, and then you can check the traffic and some of the keywords that they rank for. Boom, right away you can see that right here. I know it's only 5, but if you do it for many competitors, or you can also do it on a per page basis instead for the whole domain, you can say, okay, show me the keywords that only this page ranks for. Then that might be more useful. To go more in depth on how to find keywords this way and more advanced ways, you can watch this tutorial right here, which is unbelievable. I put so much effort and it's evergreen. I think this is the way to find keywords that will actually work forever. And the third way is to ask ChatGPT. It's like brainstorming. In the past was just brainstorming. Now it's brainstorming with my brain and with a technology AI brain. So you can give a prompt like this. In this case, it's personalized for my client, but it's very easy for you to set it up. You want to tell it what your client is and does. In fact, in more detail than this, just didn't want to add the whole huge prompt that I used. And then tell it to give you top of the funnel informational ideas that people who could buy, but don't even know that they want to buy yet, or they're starting to tip their toes into it, could search. And again, this prompt could definitely be better. And look at all of this. This is tremendous. Pros and cons of living in and all these things, neighborhoods. The thing is that we don't really know if people search this, but the mistake would be to just grab this and go pros and cons of living in, and then just copy pasting it with the location where you offer services in, and it says 0, and you're like, oh, okay, people don't search that, let me not create a page. No, that's not the way to do it, because you are just seeing the information of that keyword. But if people search it differently, then you won't be seeing that. So that's what you need to dissect. So you could do Walnut Creek. Again, you don't even need to do one location at once. You can do several, and then matching terms. And then now you can put pros or cons. Let's do with pros. And then you see the keyword right here. Just keep in mind that I know it says 0, 10 also. So it might be like, okay, your point doesn't make sense. But actually, I don't want to get into it too much, but the 0 to 10 that these tools give you normally is not true. The logic I use is that if the keyword at least appears in Ahrefs, it probably will have searches. I know this because I created pages for stuff that said 0 to 10. And then when I looked at the impressions of that keyword with the page I created it actually shows like 300. So it's like, okay, so 300 people actually searched that keyword for it to get an impression. But the great thing here is that you don't really just have to create information. You can actually go and create transactional pages. And creating this informational content that's localized for our customers got my client almost 250,000 clicks. Yes, 1.5 years is quite long, but that's quite a lot of clicks. And you can see it just keeps going up steadily. The process is exactly the same I did with informationals, but I'm going to show you a little trick which might save you hundreds of hours of work and avoid missing keywords. And that's actually finding all the locations in the country. Like I mentioned, initially you can get the locations from your client, or you can know them yourself if it's for your own website, but you might be missing certain locations. So what you want to do is get the information from the internet. And believe it or not, it's actually pretty hard to find absolutely every location in each of the hierarchies that is in a country, let's say United States, until I found this plugin. Like not even AI can tell me that, not even like official NASA website. I think it was like owned by NASA, which tells you all the information in the world, but the Sheets plugin does. So then you just have to open a Sheets, and the tool or plugin is called Keywords in Sheets. The link is in the caption. You open the sidebar and this will appear, okay? You just need to click in functions, and then the local keywords formula is actually free. So you can just grab it from here and then you can paste it there, and you can edit these two things. First, you can put the actual keyword you want to add here. And then secondly, it will attach it with a space with the country. Just make sure you use capitals if it has double words, and you can find the official country names there to add them correctly. And if you press enter, so check this out, let me do it myself. So that's all gone, and then do it again, enter, loading, boom, now it's there. And look how big it is. This is like every single city, neighborhood, absolutely everything, right? I'm not really sure why it's duplicated. It's like a bit of an error. The only thing you can do is just copy and then Control-Shift-V to erase the formula, and then you can actually remove the duplicates. I think there's quite a lot of them. Yeah, 7,000. And then now you can grab all these locations and put them in Ahrefs to see if they have traffic. The limitation here is that this is normally relevant if you offer services in the whole country. So you can do local SEO, but in the whole country. Because if you only offer in California, then, you know, it's hard for you to look at each one, like which one is California, which one is a city or a neighborhood. Although you could perhaps at least maybe give it to ChatGPT and it might help you with that, but I wouldn't trust it too much. Regardless, let's do it. I just wanted to give you a different way of finding keywords. You go to Keyword Explorer and you can put up to 10,000 keywords right here. This is probably a few hundred, and literally it's going to tell you the volume of each of them. Just keep in mind that doing it this way, we are running into the shortcoming of telling Ahrefs what keyword it is that we want to know the information for. And maybe people don't search it like that. People don't search home for sale in and then the location. Maybe they search home for sale location. That's why it's really crucial when you actually create this formula that whatever you put here, you've made sure by looking at Ahrefs, that's how they search the keyword. And again, the way to do that, it will be like, let's put home, then we go to matching terms. So we don't force it to say home and then for sale is gonna tell us how do people search for home for sale. And then the moment we find a location here, you can see some people might search location and then home space, and then home for sale, or home for sale and then in and then the location. Regardless, you can try one or the other, and you should look at the ones with the most volume. So if people searching it like that for one location, then they're probably going to search it like that for every location. And then once you're here, if you do offer home for sale in this location, you can create pages. For example, with my client, we went and created a page for each location, not only showcasing the properties, but actually showing different sections that are SEO optimized. But not only that, you can see we did it for other strategies. We saw that people, they're not just searching home for sale, that's one strategy, they want the home, but they actually want the agent. And the way to search was like this, real estate agent in whatever. And then we reverse engineered the Google results to understand what is it that the ranking pages that are ranking for this have in their pages, and then we added all of these ourselves. Keep in mind that if you want to go more in depth on how to find keywords and what to add in the pages, you can watch this video right here to find keywords, and then this video next right here on how to actually know what to add in these pages. So now we're gonna do the ultimate, most advanced thing that will close up everything and make you rank right away. And that is using this scary looking code you see here. So this is another client of mine, and you can see there's a lot of information right here. But believe it or not, there's actually information that users cannot see. And that information is just for Google to see, and it's called schema markup. To actually see this transparent magic information, you can go to Google's rich results testing tool, which is in the description as well. You put your website and then you can see detected structured data. So there's many different types of schema you can add, and what it is code that you put in the backend of your website called schema markup that helps search engines like Google understand either what your website is as a whole or what a specific section of your page is. Search engines can also see the schema code. So as you can see here, I've added the local business information correctly. So it finds the code, Google telling me, mate, this is what I see that you've added. And then this is exactly what I wanted that I've added in my Google My Business profile with the NAP. You see all the logic now, right? But don't worry, adding this code is dead easy. You just have to go to this tool right here that is in the caption as well. And then right here, it lets you add a lot of different schema. When you get mega advanced in SEO, or maybe you are already, you will be able to create different schema as well and add it the same way we're going to add it now. But we're just going to do the local business one. And same as before, it's just input that you need to add. Again, it needs to match the Google My Business. You can add all of this and you can see it will literally start to populate as you type. You see there? And then once you're done, making sure that you've added everything, you can just grab this code right here and add it in your website, which I'm going to tell you how as well. There's many ways to add code to your website, but because you might have a different CMS or WordPress, Wix or whatever, I just want to give you a way that works for every single website on the internet. And for that, you need to create a Google Tag Manager account. Instead of telling you how to create it, you can just go to this video, which is in the caption as well. This guy is the boss of telling you how to do things. I've seen so many videos and tutorials from him to figure out stuff. But once you've watched his video, you've added it, you've linked the Google Tag Manager to your website, you should see something like this. And now it's the last step and it's very easy. You just have to go to tags and then new tag. And then as a tag type, there are many different types. It might look a bit scary. You just want to add the custom HTML, which is the HTML you got from the other website, the schema stuff, and then you add it there. And then the trigger, which is please add this, and it's asking you where. How do we trigger this code? And then you can just add it to trigger in two places. Your homepage, you should be 100% in your homepage. And if you have an about page that talks about you or your business or something like that, then you can add it there as well. Some people add the code to every page of the website, but Google's guidelines have said that you don't really need to do that. And remember, the less code you add and then you have to trigger, the faster your website is going to be. And again, it's super easy to test. You just go, you put your homepage, and then you'll see local business. If you don't see it, it means it hasn't been set up correctly. But before you even start creating pages, you need to know if the keywords you want to rank for are too difficult to rank. Because if they are, it doesn't matter what happens, you're not going to rank. And to know that, you can watch this video right here next and you'll figure it out. And now it's your turn. Let's go.